Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Saturday stream. I think I got everything all figured out now. Had a little bit of a minor mic problem there for a few moments. And so this is our map and image creation, and I'm Josh. So thanks everyone for hanging out and waiting. Hopefully this is all working appropriately now. Let me know if you guys are able to see all of this stuff and make sure that everything is working, which I believe it is. Yeah, we're going to be working on our vault. Yep, I got everything going here. We just recently released the FallOut rule set, as well as the two of the art packs that kind of go along with that, the modern industrial. In addition to that, this next month we have another industrial art packages coming out, as well as medieval machines. So this is in the theme. This is the new FallOut rule set, Svenster. Oh, is the mic a little bit? Hold on, let me get that sorted really quick. Yeah, hopefully that'll be a little bit better. Hopefully a little bit. I'm not exactly sure. My stuff is a little bit wonky at the moment, but we'll try to do some adjustments here as we kind of progress. Hopefully, maybe. Great. Yeah. All sorted out here. All right, there we go. So, right, we have released the new. Okay, great. Yeah, we have released two new art packages, as I was saying, as well as the new FallOut rule set, which we're all super excited about. So we're going to be continuing working on our vault today, which should be really fun. And as I was saying, we have another industrial art package that should be coming out this next month in May, as well as medieval machines. I thought it's something to go a little bit along with that. And so more in the fantasy genre. It's kind of like, I can kind of show you. Let's open it up here. Let's go to medieval machines here. And so in here we have a whole bunch of new brushes for creating a lot of the structural integrity of places, timbers and whatnot. In addition to that, lots of decorations of a lot of like large gear workings, and we'll be building some cool stuff with this in the future as well, which I'm super excited. So this will be really great for creating those insides of clock towers and all of that sort of. So lots of cool axle-driven things. If you were going to be creating a large mill, something along those lines. So a lot of really great stuff there. Super fun. I built a couple of test maps with it, and it's really kind of one of my favorite things to do now in the fantasy genre. So yeah, without too much further ado, why don't we get right into it? I'm a little bit of out of sorts with my messed up beginning here, but that's okay. We'll persevere and continue on here. Yeah, I like Castlevania vibes for sure. And let's get right in here. So this is what we created last time. We went through a lot of the new elements that are coming out in these new art packages. We've been using a couple of different art packages as well, from the sci-fi all the way through to we also have abandoned places. And in some previous streams we've done those, which are great for creating a lot of these post-apocalyptic kind of areas. So probably for the next little bit of time, we'll be working on some of this stuff for the Fallout. Everything that we create does eventually get up onto the Forge, so you guys will be able to download all of that for free, as long as you have access to the art packages, whether purchased or through the art subscription. You'll be able to use any of these things that we create here. I believe that there is that stuff, Fantasy Grounds Academy, inside of the abandoned places. Nope, they're already out. Here, let's have a look at them here. Well, not in modules, but assets. And here we have 2 art packages. And inside of here we have a bunch of brushes. And so this is more along the lines of things that are decrepit and broken down, lots of things covered in moss. Decorations include all of those types of things, from beat up street signs, and then we have broken down automobiles that are all, again, decrepit and full of and a lot of automobile type parts. We have tons of like litter and debris. So tires, garbage bags, just like litter that you might find on the roads and whatnot. Natural elements as well. For a lot of these are kind of designed to coming up through like the pavement and whatnot. And so we have some of these like old street lights, and here's like even like parking meters. And we can maybe even jump into some of this today as well. And get some of this stuff going. And then we have these tiles of like different road elements. And again, these are all designed to be a little bit forgotten places, right? Like these abandoned areas that are being overtaken by nature. Maybe not completely yet, but in the process of doing so. And then in the second one, and this is how I usually kind of divide them up. So usually the first asset is mostly the construction elements, the base elements that you need, and then as we move on further, they become more specialized in creating all of these other stuff. So here we have like AC units that will be as well as like air systems for roofs, and all of the different kind of elements. Here we have like bus stops, things along these nature, and all of the other kind of stuff that you're going to use to kind of decorate these areas. We have lots of these elements that are going to be used. And again, we have a lot more. We have like an ambulance, trucks, and more automobile parts. And then again, we have more tiles in this as well. And this is for creating, here's like some making large building areas, and we have like curved and whatnot, steps, and these are all kind of designed. And here, let me just kind of show you how these work. So if we were to drag this out here, let's get into our area here. We can add these together, and these will make larger kind of step elements that you place together like this. And we can create, we've actually done a couple here on the stream, for example, and these are all able to be placed around, and you can create a lot of these structures, do the buildings on top of them. Inside of these brushes, for example, this is where we have a lot of these more specialized kind of wall things. So like a wall along these lines. Come in here, you can see that there's a little bit of a window in the front there. You can create these like storefronts, and you have a little bit more of an idea about what these are. And so on. But yeah, a lot of really great stuff. So combining all of these things together, putting these things in tandem with each other, this is where a lot of that stuff kind of comes into a really full environmental, because we can, as we do all the time, we can put texture over things. So taking things, and if we go into mix this with the modern art packages that have come out, so if we just type in a toilet, for example, you can see that we have a whole bunch of different types of toilets and whatnot. Never did I think that I would be in a position to be creating these. I think that there's even like toilet paper rolls and all such things. I might not have it loaded up in this particular element, but here we have like these are all from the abandoned ones as well. These little newspaper dispensers. Do they still have these? I have no idea. But pretty much anything that you want to kind of look up or get. Basically, you can just place it into the chat down here, into the little search filter, and you'll be able to access all of these things. I don't keep all of them loaded up into every element that I work in. I jump around between channels very often, between like test channels and live channels and so on. So kind of spread out throughout, depending on where I'm testing it and what I'm testing it with. But yeah, all of these things are available to you guys. And one of the great things about having the art subscription is that it works not only with everything that's been released, but you get everything that comes out as soon as it does as well. Oh yeah, I agree. Fantasy Grounds Academy, yeah, having that, all of those things, and we're actually in the testing phase right now for some new painting tools. So I'm really super excited about those. I can't wait to be able to demonstrate, guys. And as I said, we're in a testing phase right now, so hopefully that's right around the corner. We can show some of that stuff off. Great. So what we're going to actually do, and this is a really great opportunity here, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of different ways and that we can add on to our existing maps, which is one of the reasons why I kind of closed this off in a very closed kind of system here. And this is also why it's really important when we're making our maps inside of Fantasy Grounds to keep our labels or our layers well organized and well documented into what they are. Because this is really easy for me. I know that this is where all of my walls are. And so there's a couple of different ways that we can interact with this. We're going to create, today I'm thinking that we're going to do like a little kitchen that kind of comes off on the side here. And then we're going to create some additional elements over here. And I'll show you how you can build into these systems. Because this is all just visual information. And so what we're trying to do is convey a believable but also functional space for us. And what we can do, let's start up here, is we can just make sure that we have our walls selected, go into our painting area over here. We can grab our eraser, and what our eraser will allow us to do is just to take out some of these elements here. And what I can do is erase back. We'll make it 2 squares wide here, or thereabouts. We'll build a little element, and you can see that we can now completely interact with this system. Let's say, for example, if we have this, and this is all one image, but we still want to add elements to it, and that's what we're going to do down here. I'm actually going to build this out over on top of the wall and create a new kind of feeling here. This is going to give you guys a good idea on 2 different ways that you can interact with this and create environmental changes. And you can kind of do this stuff on the fly. And this is one of the things that I like to do. I might create transitions on its own separate layer, and I'll do that in case it's like a hidden element, or I want to have it a little bit more engaging than just a clickable, toggleable wall or secret entrances. And so we're going to kind of do both here today. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into our, let's see, our modern industrial. You can see I have 3 art packs, and as I said, 1 will be coming out this next month as well. I'm not sure if I have released any vending machines yet or not. Now let's. I don't. Oh, let's see here. But I have done some, yes. They may be coming out in later ones. I also have some more specialized images that I've created, which once I have enough images, I'll kind of put them all together. So I want to do one that's kind of like abandoned schools or like schoolhouses and hospitals and places like that. But to facilitate an entire art package, I want to make sure that there's enough imagery in there to really. I might add in some additional elements to that as well. We shall see. But let's jump into these modern industrial areas here. And so what we did is we actually used this texture here. And so I'm going to use the same thing again. We have two different floor elements here. Switch over to my stamp tool. And so we can kind of use these, and whatever we do on top, I'm going to actually make another when we kind of come down here. But for right now, let's grab this the same texture that we used last time. And I believe it's in the first one, our floors here. And I think it's this one right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab and drop this right into my stamp tool. You can see I can stamp out an entire section there. I'll hit Control Z just to kind of undo that. And what I'm actually going to do is I can change this. I'm going to actually change my aspect lock ratio. I'm going to make this a little bit more narrow. I just want to make it 4 wide. And I'm going to hold down Control, and this is going to allow me to snap right to the grid. And here you can see I can just kind of plug this right in here. And what I'm going to do is I'll make this a little doorway, and then we'll do like a little walkway coming off of here. And I'm thinking that we could probably have this lead up into maybe like a common area where we could have like sleeping quarters off of, that kind of stuff. Hopefully we get a bunch of this kind of stuff done today, where we can start to build maybe like the entrance to the vault and what. So what else I'm going to do is down here, we're going to do something similar, except we're going to build it right over the top of the wall. So I'm just going to click on this effects layer, and I'm going to make this a little bit more narrow. I'm going to make it a 2. And again, I'm going to, this is going to immediately create a new painting layer for me. You can see that we can kind of build this right on top here. Actually, you know what? Let's change that a little bit. I'm gonna hit I'll just grab my eraser, delete that. And what I think what we'll actually do is I think I have some concrete kind of brushes here. We'll change this up a little bit to do something like this, so that way I can kind of just do something a little bit different. Maybe we'll use this one. I've already used this previously. That's about a good width for us. And what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to kind of zoom in here, and I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm just going to pull this out and paint right over the edge here. I'm going to double click to end that. And that's in this higher up little layer here. Now what I can do is I can go into my layers tab here, and if I want to, I can hold down Control now, and I can move this. I'm going to line this right up with my edge, like this. And now I can go back down into one of my floor tabs here, and you can see that that's lined up pretty well. That looks pretty natural there, and it creates a nice little divide. So these are two different ways that we can kind of interact with our wall systems to create additional kind of elements after the fact. And now what I'm going to do is I can go back into my floors now, and I'm going to grab this one once again. Let's make sure we're in our painting tab. I'm going to have my stamp tool selected here. And now with my floor selected, this is all going to be underneath here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of build out this little area here. And again, I can come back into my layers tab and with this selected, and we can do a couple of different things here. We can actually change the size of it. I can shorten this right up and move this to wherever I want it to be. So this is very, and you're going to see that when we come out with the new painting tools, a lot of this stuff is going to be become very relevant. We're going to be able to do lots and lots of cool stuff here. So our kind of premise before was we were going to have this little open area here. This might be like a cafeteria style area in this eating room, the dining room here. And we can build out these little areas out here as well. We're going to still make this kind of industrial. I feel like that we should have lots of pipes and things in through here. But I'm going to go into my brushes now and grab one of these walls. See what we'll do for a wall here. We'll change it up here a little bit. Maybe we'll do this one. And I'm going to jump back into the walls. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. And again, I can use either control or I can just zoom in here and do like this. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. And line that up right there and double click it. And I'll probably maintain the same kind of wall structure we did before up here, but here we'll just do something a little bit different, kind of have some fun with it. We might add in some of these other, we have like all of our tubes and whatnot, and these are always great to use as well. Especially in these kind of industrial kind of environments here. One of the great things about using these on separate layers is now that I can come in and I'm going to grab maybe something that's a little bit of a darker. We can just grab something like this. And I'm actually going to change this a little. Now there's a couple of ways we can do this. We can either do it with our color picker, but also let me just cancel that. We can hold down R, G, or B while we have a area select here. Let's go to floor. And we can use our mouse wheel to change the colors of it. If I do just G, it will interact with the green. If I just do B, it'll interact with blue. And red. So I move my mouse wheel in one direction, make it more or less red in the other direction. So we can kind of do this on the fly here. If we hold down A and use our mouse wheel, we can change the opacity up. And so these can really come in pretty handy when we're trying to do these adjustments on the fly. Now we can open this up and we can grab this hexadecimal code if we so wish. I can hit Control C, and that way if I need to change this at a later date, I can I'm just going to create some counter space here. So this is underneath the wall, so I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to hold down Control to snap to the grid, and I'm going to bring it down to like here. Now what I can do is I can switch over to my eraser tool. This is down here on a layer that's uninterrupted, and if a little bothers me, this little corner that sticks out, I could erase this back, for example, and maybe we'll have it end like there. It's completely up to you. I don't really mind it when things kind of stick out, but we're going to do some appliances in here and whatnot. I'm just going to have this like a little maybe like workspace. Maybe we'll bring this back here as well. And I can create some other areas and whatnot in addition to it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, while we're at it, let's do some of like the tubes and pipes and whatnot that we might want to use in this. Maybe we'll grab something like this. I'm going to do this on a lower level down here. And again, kind of pull this right out. And I want this to kind of look like it's kind of going in underneath area here. Now let's grab some, I'm gonna type in stove. So here I have like these kind of older Victorian style stove. But I think we have some more modern ones too, so let's type in like oven. I might not have all of the different elements. I know that in that, I think we have our modern interiors. We have modern industrial. And we have modern house here. And we have a microwave. Definitely could use this. And I think that's going to be a great one. We'll put this right in like this layer right here. Like plop this right here. We have some other counter elements. We have like some gas elements here. So make sure that you use all of this stuff. You can mix and match these things lots of different ways. We have like a sink. Let's grab. I think we'll maybe use this sink. Keep it kind of that FallOut kind of feel. Bit like. Grab some of this kind of stuff, make it feel a little bit more industrial as well. And what we can do is we can kind of use this kind of wall itself as we're putting things underneath it. And here we have a fridge. Over here. Maybe what we'll do is do a stove in through here and add in other stuff here. We go into our some of the other modern ones here. And this is going to be again the way that I usually structure. All of the base elements will be in the first one. You can certainly kind of get away with just using that. But all of the additional kind of elements, all of the flare elements and whatnot will be in additional ones after that. Here we have like everything, dehumidifiers and paintings, pots and pans. And so all of this stuff we can kind of use in this area as well. Help bring it to a fuller kind of radios. Record players. We have like a rolling pin. Lots of fun elements. Maybe we'll grab one of these tables. Gotta put here maybe. Add lots of like decorative kind of elements stuff. I think what I'm going to do is a bit wider. These kind of line up this space here. And now we can type in something like pot, and then we'll get all of this stuff. Place all kinds of things around. And here we have like old dishes. If you wanted to use something along those lines, I think we'll go with some of this. You can see we've used some additional kind of elements over there. I'll make this feel like a lived-in space. And we'll grab some of the cups maybe. And we can add in so many other elements, much like we did out here. And then I'll kind of scuff things up a little bit. And great. So actually we were using some elements from the winter art pack down here. I can just grab that out here. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down R, G, and B. Lower down that opacity as well with A. I think what we'll do is we'll make it a little bit similar to the kind of colors that we were using out here. And I'm going to kind of just amp this stuff on the floor here a little bit. Oh, it's a little bit too intrusive on counter space. And then I can use exactly the same thing. I'll actually go into a higher level over here. Make it a little bit more yellow. And we can lower down the opacity, make it more subtle. You know how everything in the Fallout kind of has that grungy. We can go into our adjust colors, and then we can grab some of the stuff and heal area, about some of the shadows. Especially these areas for like the ambient occlusion in back sides of walls here. I want to make sure that this is low for adjustment. Interact with it well. And we'll do a little bit of stuff. Back to our fill this in. Yeah, very cool. See how quickly you can kind of place these elements together to build the environment. So here's another little good little tip for you guys. The way that the system works, as we adjust the colors, it always adds to them. So for example, if we wanted to make this, as we have some of these lighter kind of values and whatnot, if you were ever to use the elements in here and you wanted to desaturate them, we can always use an additional effects layer. And so with this effects layer, for example, we could do, we actually have one that is grayscale, which will take out all of this. And this amount slider will interact with that, right? We can add a mask. And you could specifically do particular areas. And this is really great for creating moods or or just changing the feel of that area. And if I disable that mask, see, this is kind of working across the entire thing, but enable it, kind of reduces it. We could literally come in if we wanted to and do just items. Taking away some of the colorful amounts of the. This is another great way that you can kind of create, figure that out, making things feel a little bit more worn as the saturation of the color begins to fade away. Great, now let's go in and we can move on to this next little section up here. We're going to build out a little bit of a hallway here, which we've already started. What I'm thinking is maybe we'll make a an area up in through here, like a common use area, and then we'll do like a couple of bedrooms coming off of it. And I'm thinking what we'll do is this is going to kind of come around and come back down, maximizing the space here. You might even want to do more areas in through here as well, maybe stuff coming off of this way. And then I'm thinking the entrance to the vault will be over on this side. So let's change up our floor a little bit. We'll go back into the modern industrial thing here. We'll grab, I think we're going to keep it a little bit more. We'll add a little bit more variety to our floors out here. And I think I'm actually going to make this 4x4. Let's stamp this around here. I'm going to go down into my first floor layer here, and holding down Control, snap in, and then I'm going to flip it this way, and we'll make this into like this common use. I'm going to go back to the same wall brush that we were using before. I'm going to go back to the walls here, and I'm just going to line this right up with the edge, like this. And I'm going to hold down Control and snap to this grid system. I'm not going to worry too much about leaving out any sort of areas, because we can always do that ourselves. And I think what I'm actually going to do is move this. I'm going to actually switch over to the paint element here, and I'm going to smaller here. I'm also going to just kind of draw a line across, make it feel like it's a little bit more finalized entrance, like this does down here. And where this transition is a little bit wonky, what I think I'm actually going to do is I'll grab one of these other elements here, like this, and I'm gonna make some door jam stuff here. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Draw this right across here. Gonna kind of make it feel like there's that element there. We can do that anywhere we wish. Here, and these are kind of I use them a lot to help hide some of those transitions. We want it to feel a little bit more like a lived-in space. We can also start to put in some doors and whatnot. And we have everything from these kind of heavy industrial ones which that might be exactly what we're looking for. And what we'll do is I will change this a little bit more of a specific size that I want it to be. It might take a couple of tries to kind of get this feeling right. And I'm going to do this all in the walls layer. Actually, let's change this to doors. Has a good kind of vault feeling to it. That one. Very cool. I think what we'll do is maybe add in some maybe some more random kind of elements like this. Some a little bit more like comfortable kind of elements. Make this feel a little bit more lived in. And we'll go. Get out a little. These decorative kind of elements here. I think we'll do like 2 here. And let's type in, let's do tables. Yeah, let's type in grab some of the like a round table, I think. Maybe we have some of these other elements. Whoop. Maybe we will. And we can grab, I think two. And we'll go down here. Make it a little bit off kilter, something like that. Maybe we'll add another one on this side. Yeah, that should be pretty good. And again, what we'll do is we'll just jump into our effects layer here and add in a little bit of shadow content to this stuff. Start to plug in some of these incidental items. I'm gonna do off of well. Let's see here. We have, I think that we have some of my potted plants. So we have lots of pots. I think we should add in some of that stuff there. Like this. And I think we'll do it here. Like poking out from into that. And we can grab one of these ones with soil in it, I think. And we'll put this one over in the corner. Maybe we'll put it like a dead. And what we'll do is we'll take one of these normal plants, maybe like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down G and we'll have color here. Then I'm going to grab guy again. This time, with the floor being a little bit darker, I'm going to keep it light like this. To add a little bit of variety to our floor. Then I can change some. Oh, I agree, Mossy. I think that, and you just wait. We have some stuff coming. Quite spectacular. And so now what I can do is I can, if I want to make this feel a bit less, I can go into my grayscale, my effects layer. Again, I'm going to reveal and make these feel a little bit less saturated. Maybe even the plants here. Gives us those muted tones that we often imagine FallOut. Great, now what I can do is I can go back into my walls. Now let's, what we're going to do is we're going to add in 2 doorways on this. I'm going to erase these. One here. And we'll do one on this side over here. Now we can start to build out. What we're going to do is what I'm thinking is we're going to do like 2 living quarters on this side. Then we can kind of build out on this side. It will down into here as well. Let's go back into these industrial. I'll grab some of back to the one now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to large area over here. I'm going to make sure get that. Divide this up. 2 small rooms here. And I can this down. We can change the height of this. Maybe we'll do like that. Amp this out. Bit way. Area coming down here. Yeah, so we have the question is, can you use the layer system to add some secret areas as well and reveal them to players as they find them? Yes, so all of this updates in real time to your players. So you can, so as we create things, you can certainly do that and create. In fact, what I like to do oftentimes on exterior environments is I'll create like the roofs on top of buildings, and then we can just remove the roofs when players go inside to reveal the interior. But yeah, all of that is completely accessible to you guys. I'll do. I want what it should be. Make the room. Yeah, I think so as well, Mossy. In fact, you can do lots of cool kind of stuff with effects layers and fading things in and doing lots of stuff. So really the limitations are only your imagination. And let's go in here. I'm actually going to just type in bed. We'll grab some like beds here. I think we'll grab maybe something like this. Use this one. And I'm going to go into one. Let's do like a lamp. Or a light. I don't have any lamps, like modern lamps. I may have to put that on my list if it's not here. Do some wall switches though. On this. And like this. Rotate it around, we'll put it like here, or maybe we'll put it against the other wall here. Gotta maintain some consistency between the two images. Areas there. I think what we'll do is we'll grab clock. Oh. Gonna do and maybe we'll grab a pen. And we'll start to add in a little bit of individual variety here. Let's do like yeah, that's starting to feel like a pretty natural kind of environment. And I think we can do more little incidental kind of items as well. Maybe add in some like a little statue or something. cool little decor item. Make the rooms feel a little bit individual. I think that we also have in the new modern industrial stuff here. I think it's in the third one. Yeah, and let's add in a little bit more of shadow elements. Yeah, looking pretty good here. We can also go in and go do a little bit more of like the pipe kind of stuff. We'll go back into our painting layers here. I think maybe we'll do some air level. We can grab some of these other pipe kind of elements. Grab a stamp tool. Might want to use some of those. Grab this guy. Or hams. This. And I'll grab like this. Maybe not. And I'm going to put there's an entry. That in there. We can jump to the walls, trace back that wall. This. Perfect. And again, we can come into our grayscale, and if we want to do some of these colors in here, a little bit. Then to add in a little bit more variety in there, we our floor 2. Grab this. Make sure that we're in our tab over. And that'll just help differentiate between the two. Well. All right, let's use some of these other elements, I think. This is a little bit off over here, but that's okay because we're going to be erasing that away anyway. And I think what we'll do is we'll make this a little like access spot down here. We'll do all kinds of other industrial kind of stuff in there. Have something like this. To build up. grab some of these like pipe brushes, whatnot, and wires and things. We have our line tool selected now. Building these machines. Then we can grab like some valves and we can grab some of the gauges. And we'll grab that. Very cool. We'll do a little bit more of the bluish ones. Make it feel like that there are like these multiple layers. Give it depth, right? Now we can go into the third one for all of the machine parts. We have all of these cool machine parts. We'll put here. We got all kinds of fun stuff to have players interact with. I think we can even grab some of this like debris stuff to kind of feel a little bit more interesting. Like down in underneath. We can go into our adjust colors layer. Add in some shadowy elements. Back a little. Nice. And we can kind of around too. Making this feel a little bit more complex. We might even want to do something like with the railing. Make it go. that layered kind of effect on there. And we can jump into grabbing some of these other elements. A little bit better here. Oh yeah, we lots of doodads and things. Sure. Nope, this is not a new theme. This is the new Fallout rule set. We're building a vault today. Continuing the vault that we started last week. Which is using some of the new industrial, modern industrial art packs, as well as some other stuff. And then we can come into here. I'm going to grab this guy once again. Minor color variations. But hey, Drake. And pull this over a little bit of variety through here. Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that. But I'm sure yours looks great as well. Yeah, this is starting to come together, though. Feeling like there's a lot of variety, yet still seems to be. So I'm actually gonna erase the end of this element down here. Kind of build this out into a little bit more. Back to a bit. And I'll jump back into my floor here. Again, we can kind of change this up a little bit here. Might go back and use more of this tiley floor here. We'll do this. This will be like a little stairs that go up and higher up elevation elements. I'm gonna leave this will go out, and we'll turn this into move it down into entrance area there. People will use that in a element as well. We could even do it like a little bit of a makeshift with boards and things. Pretty fun. And we'll do some more industrial stuff along here. Maybe what we'll do is add in up some additional kind of stuff. I think what we'll do is we'll do like a multi-tiered kind of thing here for our walls. I think that that's a little bit too thick. Smaller. Then we can, I'm going to do a little bit of a transition. Grab this other one that we're using, that wall there. What we'll do is maybe stamp this. Maybe we'll do it underneath the wall layer. Yeah, that's a little bit off, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. We're going to have so much stuff going on here, we probably won't even notice. If it's a problem, I'll erase it and redo that. Then we'll go to floor 2 here, and I'm going to start to build up second kind of tier here, and I think I'm going to do it again, kind of like we did walkway, but I'm just a little bit more rigid than that. Just going to use this. Whoop. I have my line tool selected here. This will be like the scaffolding, which we were going to be building this stuff up on top of. Like this. We'll make it a little bit more narrow. Yeah, that looks pretty good. A lot of wooden ones. I wonder if I have any metal ones. Have to well, if not. We can always build our own as well. We can start to build out some of these other elements here. I'm gonna kind of do some more stuff like this, but not quite as intense. And then we're gonna build this little area out on the side here. Yeah, we're gonna do a big FallOut door. Hey, Jiminy. Yeah, we're gonna build this down. I'm gonna make this into another kind of industrial room. Then we'll build this down into vault entrance. And maybe we'll do a little bit on the surface. Well. Stamp tool. And start to build all kinds of fun stuff just like that. what I think I'll do is make this a little bit more narrow. And then I'm going to one. And we can do some of the stuff that kind of comes up above the wall system as well. Help create a little bit more that feeling that there is a layered kind of flip it. This. I think I'll grab this, actually. I'm going to change its color here a little bit. Match it up to this stuff. Yeah, pretty cool there. We can go over here and do this. Add in these elements. And then we can go into this the shadow area down here. Go into our painting tab here. shadow. Out from it. Well, it looks like that's top of the. Let me just control Z out of that. Let's create another shadow layer here. Down to here. Here. This is what's going to help sell the idea that this is higher up. Then we might want to come into our layers tab, go down that opacity a little. We could even do another one if we wanted to show our pipe. Again, here, lower down the opacity. Softer of a there. And I think what we'll do is let's grab some machine parts. We'll give a reason to be up onto the walkway. Let's go into the sci-fi interiors here. Here we have like these kind of like retro consoles. We have one in here as well, yeah. What we'll do is let's build a little like platform there. We can kind of put this on a higher thing and build a platform underneath it. We can place it like something. Probably want to do something that's a little bit more industrial. Oh, we can go into our first one, I believe, where we're going to have all of these like concrete elements. Metal and whatnot. I have a look here what we have available to us. Definitely use some again. And then we can grab also in that first industrial art pack. Maybe the second one have like the wires and whatnot. Hoses. Yeah, cool. And again, we can begin to add a little bit more variety to our floor down through here. Grab this. Make that a little bit darker. Eyes. I'll lower down the opacity. Good. Maybe lower it down a little bit more. Maybe there's like water damage from pipes. Very cool. Yeah, that's good. We can go back into our walls now, and I'm going to erase out this down here. We'll do a nice big kind of entrance that's going this way. Like that. Seems pretty good. And I'm going to make this not the same width here. Do it. I want to do. Let's do 6 by 6. No, we don't want to do it there. We want to make sure our floor is light. What I think I'm gonna do like a grate over the top of it. Find one that's gonna work for us here a little bit. That one more time here. I want to do. What we'll do is we'll go back to our wall layer here. Place this there. Yeah, that should be good. Then we can start to build out, this will be like our little entrance area. I think that we should probably do some more other stuff coming off of here, but we'll have to do that next time. Start to work on this little exit area here. Then we'll do, we should do like a bathroom and what other elements? We got to do like some storage areas, right? What other areas do you guys think that we should do? What other wall and concrete kind of brick? I'm going to do a couple of layers of. Yeah, we got to do a toilet and a bathroom for sure, Jiminy. Yeah, shower room. A bit smaller. Yeah, that'll be cool if we have like these multi-layered kind of. It feels like it's more what I would assume more insulated, like several kind of layers there. I think what we'll do is grab brick, build a little bit of a end cap to these walls. Cap tool. I think we can even do like some stuff like this, like debris on the floor. Build a little pile down here. I also should grab this over here. I think we can even add in some like columns. I want this to feel like it's very structurally sound down here. Our entrance area. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you guys have any questions or anything about anything we did today or in general? I think we should add in additional kind of pipes and whatnot. definitely do it over those. Why don't we do it on the other side? And we can do this on a higher level here. Well, we should definitely do it. Maybe what we do here. Give a little bit of a layered element there. Yeah, very cool. I think we can grab, I think we're going to use stamp. We have here railings. Yeah, what do we nine? And we can also add in shadows. A little bit more sense of space here. And this will be the entry area here. So the maps that I've created will be on the Forge. I can grab you a link. And now we'll be having a whole bunch more going up here shortly. I believe there's 4 different ones there. Yeah, you bet. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to call it there for today. If you guys have any other questions or anything, feel free to throw it out into the chat. But yeah, we've worked on this for the last 2 Saturdays. And we'll finish it up this next week. Hope you guys are enjoying the new FallOut rule set. Super cool. Yeah, made some great progress. And so this week I'll be uploading a bunch more of the bunch more modules of all the maps that we've created. I also make a lot of maps when I'm creating the art packages to test them out to make sure that everything is working properly, and so I usually include those as well. I think I have about 30 or so other maps that will be going up on there, and I'll make sure that I get that done this week, guys. So keep your eyes peeled on the Forge, and it's always listed under the Smiteworks content. You guys can always find it through there as well, searching for Smiteworks. Yeah, thanks, Jiminy. Yeah, so if there's no other questions, we'll call it here for today. And thanks everyone for hanging out with me today, and we'll see you all next week. I stream every Saturday from 3 p.m. to about 6 or thereabouts. And oh yeah, you're very welcome. And if you guys ever have any questions, or if there is anything that you run into as far as like difficulty in your map creation inside of Fantasy Grounds, please let me know. And any sort of art related things, I'm more than happy to help you guys out. So please I'm more than happy to go off on tangents and show you how to do things or how I would go about it. But the system itself is it's great. And there's a multitude of different ways that you can always approach any scenario. So make sure that you continue to experiment and have fun. Great, everybody. Well, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you all next time.